It's Saturday. I missed last Sunday. The lawn's not looking so great. It's time for a little bit more than just an update. Okay, so last I left you, we were about to jump into this no watering outside thing, and I had heard one report from the authorities that we weren't supposed to even hand water. Since then, we've actually learned yesterday. We're now only like a few days away from the end of this unless they announce a change. But it turns out, yes, we can hand water, at least in this city. At least that's what Mom found out. And if Mom and Dad are willing to go with that, this is their house. And okay, we'll start watering some things. All I'm really going to do with the lawn, though, I think is just the bare spots because it's not completely brown yet. And then we can really give it a deep watering when they finally give us the green light. Moving beyond that, we've got the side yard and some sad but happy news at the same time, I guess. I think I mentioned that the citrus trees were not looking great. You can see a lot of the leaves are just kind of drying up. So there is a plan for trying to resuscitate the trees. I mean, they've been growing for 30 plus years, so I think they'll survive a couple of weeks without water. I'm probably gonna give them some water today anyway, but ultimately we're gonna build up some berms around it and basically just soak the trees real heavily once we've got the go-ahead on that. And yeah, it might take a few months for them to bounce back, but hopefully they will, and we'll see if we get any fruit next year. So that's that. And in the garden itself, the veggie garden, we did have some rain. I put out all the buckets I could find that weren't currently occupied, including this, which is actually from the chlorine for the pool. That I'm not going to be using in the garden just yet. I want to make sure we clear out all of the chlorine that was in there because I don't want to kill plants by watering them. But you can see it's pretty bare. I came out towards the end of last week and just looked at the plants, harvested what I could, and ripped out a bunch. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up clearing a bunch of this stuff. You can't really see what the squash plants are gone at this point. This is the dill. I don't know why I haven't pulled that yet. The Swiss chard has just survived and survived and survived, so I'll probably just cut this one back. But everything else, I could probably just clear the ground. And so when I said it's kind of bad news but kind of good news, it gives me a chance to start over and I can start thinking about the winter crops. So, I've got some seeds I couldn't plant in the summer because they weren't going to do too well. And then we've got these squash plants, which were supposed to be round squash, like 8-ball squash. Turned out to be acorn squash. So I'm not sure how that got mixed up when I bought them, but I'm not going to blame the seller. I'll just take it as now I've got some acorn squash seeds confirmed, so I can plant those again, and that is more of a winter crop. It'll take them a while to grow. We're still going to have some heat, but the heat will be good for getting them started, and then it'll cool off, and that'll be good for letting them mature. So I think we'll be good there. And then there's the backyard, which is not looking wonderful. You can see most of this has died off. I'm going to harvest the few tomatoes I've got and rip these out. I think about the only plants that are maybe worth saving are right here, are the pepper plants, which will probably do better once I get rid of the tomatoes. That's gone. That's gone. That got pulled a while ago. Everything else back here is dying. So I think I'm just going to yank a whole bunch of stuff I've been cleaning up. Yeah, that's kind of the plan. And I think I'm going to get some fertilizer on some of these plants that are still alive but struggling. Yeah, that's pretty much the condition. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to jump into some time lapse so you can actually watch me kind of clear a bunch of stuff and start getting ready for a little bit of a rebirth. And you get the idea. So that's been cleared out. I dumped out some from the thing here to kind of level off a couple of those. I'll keep that for now. I got 2 peppers which have survived somewhat. I'll give them some water and we'll see what happens. Everything else has been cleared. I still have a ton of work to do up here. But I'm going to save that for tomorrow and just try and take, you know, an hour a day or whatever and try and get back on track again. I got to do a bunch of watering, but I'll take care of that off camera. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So take care of yourselves, take care of the ones around you, and may your thumb be green.